rocking out. So we're bobbing our heads. Everyone with four people bobbing their heads. Welcome to the family with
Hackmaster, Ralph W. Basham, MD.
Andy Brant Bernard.
Co-host Catherine Brandt.
See, that's all you need to know. So, what's the latest?
Like my Band-Aid, Ralph?
Oh, nice.
Pretty good job, huh?
Always Band-Aid.
Why are Band-Aids such crap now?
I know, they're horrible.
Does anybody know what they did to Band-Aids? They used to just stick on there and
Yep.
not cause problems. Now
Yep.
they don't stick.
Yeah.
They don't stay.
We've been doing
They
a lot
pop
of
up.
we've been doing a lot of projects around the house, so I have a lot of Band-Aids on my hands.
Yeah.
Wash your hand one time, the Band-Aid is useless. It's like they're using like water soluble adhesive, which it's like, why?
Well,
Yeah.
and also whatever they're using on the stuff, it irritates the crap out of your skin. And I'm
Yeah.
supposed to keep this on for 14 days.
No, you don't need a Band-Aid on. What's underneath there?
14
Anything?
days? No.
It's stitches.
Stitches. Take them off. Take it off. Throw it away. You don't need that.
No, after like 24,
True.
maybe 48 hours, you're usually good.
Yeah, I
Plus-
don't put
Trying to keep
Band-Aids
it-
on anything. First off,
Really?
are they going to take stitches out
Yeah, in 14 days.
in 14 days?
I know. I said Ralph is going to have a fit. He likes to
No,
get the
you take
stitches out
stitches out. You take
fast.
stitches out
7
anywhere
days.
within 5 to 7 days. If you don't take stitches out between 5 to 7 days, you get stitch marks. That's
Well, you're going to be
Turtle
doing
Dove.
some revisions when I get home.
no. I would get the stitches out. Then you don't need the revision. Everything else will heal up, but don't leave them in for 14 days. That's
The doctor's not going to take them out. The dermatologist isn't going to take them out earlier.
he's not going to take them out earlier.
She is not.
Ooh, fly
I
up here.
said, I've got a friend who's a plastic surgeon who doesn't like stitches being in for much more than 7 days.
What'd she say?
She said that's very interesting.
That's
Very interesting.
That's right. That's the truth. That's reality. That's why you always take stitches out. And there are other choices.
Even on the side of your nose, which is, I mean, the skin there is like paper thin.
Yeah, but you still don't need the stitches in there. And besides, this is the 21st century. I probably wouldn't have stitches in through your skin. I had to put glue on it. It had glue, so you
Well,
could
it was a Mohs procedure, so it was a big hole in my nose.
and they sewed it up. If they sewed it up,
Yeah.
then their stitches are in there, and that's fine. So what you need, so the way I would approach this, if you had stitches, I'd take the stitches out at 5 days, then put glue on the incision. That supports it just like stitches. You don't run the risk of the other things,
I got
you
some
don't
Elmer's.
Little Elmer. That's right. Whip
Little
out
Elmer's.
the school glue, the white stuff.
The white stuff, baby.
I don't know what to do. All I know is I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah. Well, you
Oh,
don't.
there you
well,
go.
First off, I don't think you need a Band-Aid. Because then you run the risk of get the skin irritated, and if you put the Band-Aid on, then you get a risk of getting clogged pores. So I just leave the Band-Aid off, put a little Vaseline on, or put better Aquaphor or some such thing like that, and then just don't get it tanned in the sun. That's all. You don't need a Band-Aid on for 14 days. That is not necessary.
How many
Wash
days
with
have
soap
been?
and water.
I had the Mohs done on Thursday.
So it's been 5 days.
5 days.
Take them out yourself.
They're awfully teensy.
Big argument.
Here's the other thing. I got yelled
I'm
at when I was a resident. I put these real fine stitches, because I was a plastic surgeon, of course. Put these fine stitches in, and the attending would yell at us, "You can't take those out. You can't send them to the office with those. We can't see those stitches. You got to put bigger stitches in. They're bigger around." I laughed. It doesn't matter as long as they're taken out. That's all that matters.
I don't know. Like I said, I remember taking out dog stitches with a cuticle clipper.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't even
that'll do
remember
it.
what happened. Oh yeah, Clayton. He went rogue. Remember our Irish setter? He went rogue and came back with some sort of weird hole in his chest.
He did, yeah.
He must have run into something.
Or
and
got bit.
The vet. No, it was like he ran into a post or something. I don't know what the heck he did, but it was just this giant gaping hole, and they had to stitch it shut. And I was like, I just took it out with the cuticle clippers.
Yeah,
Yep.
Very surgical.
they're exactly the same. The stitches in your nose are exactly
It's just a
the
knot.
same.
You just cut it by the knot and pull it out.
Yep.
It's not hard.
No.
No.
So.
But
Do you want me to do it?
no, are you kidding me?
Yeah, there you
Bull in
go.
a china shop with everything
What?
you do. You're kind of not have a lot of finesse.
I have tons of finesse.
You're more of a
All the finesse.
you're more of a bull in a china shop. We're just how you are.
Bull in a china
Well.
Yeah, you kind of just are.
Bull in a china shop.
Yeah,
That's all I have to say.
it's true.
All right, so on from Catherine Schnoz to other news.
Yeah. Other news.
Gotta
Is there
do-
other news?
No, there's no other news. We've got to take care of Nana. There's no question about it. No doubt about it. Coming back home in, 16 days?
Going back up to Minneapolis.
Sure.
Back to-
Well,
back
Well,
to
the weather is nice, so
except for when it's raining and except for when it's cold, and except for blowing and when it's cold. Aside from that, it's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
depends on your
Yeah.
definition of cold.
Yeah, you're right.
The other day, I was talking to Melissa, and I'm like, God, it's so hot out already. She's like, it's 58 degrees.
Hot.
Hot at 58.
Although the spring sun is very warm.
It sure
and,
is.
and a lot of people get burned, and they're like, I can't believe I got burned. It's
Yep.
only spring.
I got a
the
sunburn
sun is
already.
probably the strongest in the spring.
Oh, you go out with that blue skin after a whole winter, and
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
it burns
true.
fast.
Yes, it
does.
sure does.
It really does.
So what's the call, Ralph? Should she do it? Should she not do it? Catherine, what do you think?
I don't know.
Well, if you were coming to me, that's what I'd say. Take them out, put glue on it. That'd be the
if I was
problem.
up
solved.
there and I had you to deal with it, I would do what you say.
Well, do it yourself.
Well, I'll
It's up
see.
to you.
It kind of digging around in there and cleaning it gives me a headache.
Yeah, well, it's in
Which
the
is
center
weird.
part of your face, but I would just, in the stress of it, a lot
I know.
of pieces to that.
Yeah, and this journey of skin cancer that I've
Journey.
been on. Okay, so I have another one that needs to be excised, another one that needs to be like burned and scraped. So this is all fun crap. And apparently they can't do it all at one time because the insurance company only allows you to have surgery every 11 days.
Sounds about
So
right.
if I have two broken legs, do I get one fixed and then I have to wait 11 days before I have the other broken leg fixed?
Good point.
How does this work? How
no,
does this
not-
work? I mean, this is skin cancer,
Wait,
people.
wait a second. So your dermatologist is dictating your medical care based on the insurance reimbursement of her?
No, the insurance company is dictating my care if
Yeah,
I
they'll
want
do
it to
that.
be paid
No,
for.
no. She can excise them all at once, but
She
she's
could.
choosing not to because of the insurance reimbursement.
That's technically true, yes.
Yeah, they said literally if you put a comma wrong on a coding thing that
Yep.
they will cause the patient
Well,
tons of trouble.
that's not your problem as a patient. That's not your problem as a patient. That's her problem. She's making her problem your problem.
I don't know about that because I've gotten letters. I've been on Medicare for exactly 2 months, 3 months.
It's already a problem.
Already so I went to the doctor one time. I've gotten 15 letters from Medicare. We're not paying for this. We'll pay $345 of it's $345 of this is approved, but we're only going to pay $250. It's like, then why did you approve it if you're not going to pay for it?
Yeah,
And then I've got supplemental insurance, which supposedly means I'm never supposed to even have a bill, but I'm getting bills. And the supplemental insurance is sending me things saying, "Oh, we've got your stuff, but we're thinking about it." I mean, it's all a huge freaking scam.
Yeah, I had my birth date wrong on my insurance account.
Oh dear.
And it took me probably a solid month and a half to because every doctor I went to, I had to say, okay, you need to submit my birthday as this because that's what insurance has it as. But I'm going to call insurance and get it fixed. Then I'm going to call you, and then you're going to put my birth date to what it actually is. And so that simple little mistake, it caused so many rejections of claims and so many phone calls. And
Oh, yeah.
it's just, yeah.
Well, the only thing that you cannot change is your birthday. You can change your
Oh.
name. You can change your preferred gender. You can change all that sort of stuff, but you can't change the birth. So that's the only thing that's unique in your identification that they can't change.
Yeah, so if that gets messed up, you're in for a bad time.
How did you get your birthday wrong?
Whoever submitted the account made a typo.
Oh, yeah, and you have to pay the price forever.
Yep.
I'm going to be like my friend Patty Barr. Patty Barr just says, "I ain't paying it. Get it from Obamacare." She slams down the phone. "I ain't paying it."
So let me ask you a question. Is all this because of Obamacare? Because I know nothing about that stuff.
No, it's
insurance companies.
it's the insurance. It's the insurance is when it changed. Oh, the big change was 35, 40 years ago when the PPOs came out, when they started the PPOs. And that's when it all sort of changed. And that's when the insurance companies started ratcheting down more and more because they could. And, oh, we can't pay for this. Oh, we can't pay for that. Oh, you have to prior authorize everything. That's the other thing. Everything has to be prior authorized. So,
Right.
except for emergency life-saving surgery, that doesn't need to be prior authorized. But the surgery that Lindsay had, to take out, giant cancer in her abdomen, oh, that had to be prior authorized.
Yep.
So
Really?
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
I know
why.
it's all garbage. I mean, a lot of the doctors down here in Florida, they're either fee for service or they're concierge.
Yep.
They're like, we'll submit your insurance, but we're not fighting insurance. We're not going to beg for insurance. This is what we do. Most people down here are either fee for service or concierge. There are lots of clinics that are regular, take, insurance, but I mean, I've never understood why the physician charges $550 to do something and the insurance will pay $220. And your deductible is $240. Why not just write the physician a check for $220? And I mean, seriously, the insurance companies, the amount of money that they must pay out every single day to get out of paying for things has got to be a phenomenal cost.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They must have 17,000 people just sitting there figuring out how to not pay for things.
Well, they make money on the float. So what they do is that they take in your insurance premiums, and they want to hold on to that money to get the float or the interest payments on that money as long as they possibly can. So they hire people who are just looking for commas or lack of commas or wrong numbers. People just do that. Or now they have AI that could run through this stuff. Say, nope, maybe, nope. It just that's why I stopped taking insurance 30 years ago. I said, nope, I'm done. Because of
So
that.
if you do reconstruction on a mastectomy, say.
Well, that's mandated to be covered by insurance. But still, it has to be prior authorized. Or I would run into instances where a woman wanted a breast reduction. Wonderful, let's do this. So what you do is you send in all the information. You get a letter back that said you're prior authorized to do this surgery. You do this surgery, fulfill the requirements of the letter. Then you would submit the claim. They would say, "Oh, that person never should have sent the letter.
What?
They never should have given you. They never should have given you prior authorization."
That person.
So
who no longer
insurance
works
companies
here.
make too much money. Hospitals make too much money. That's why I got out of the hospital. I got out of insurance.
Yep.
Oh, the amazing thing is that these insurance companies, many of them are not for profit or nonprofit or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like United Health, I think don't they have like some sort of tax exempt status because they're supposedly helping people?
Part of it might be.
And everybody walks away. All these board members walk away with hundreds of millions, if not
yeah.
billions of
Yep.
dollars. It's like, how can this not be for profit? I don't understand any of this.
All nonprofits are that way. Every nonprofit is that way.
Mm-hmm.
Every nonprofit doesn't make a profit except for the people that are working there who get the profit. So if you give money to Blue Cross Blue Shield, the top guy at Blue Cross Blue Shield,
He's
or not
raking
Blue
it
Cross
in.
Blue Shield, I'm saying United Way. You give money to United Way, top guy at United Way, he's making a buck. He's making bank because he's taking all the profits out of that. Any nonprofit is that way. That's why you always have to look and see how top heavy nonprofits are when you're giving money to people.
Right, that is true. Yeah, there's like a formula. They shouldn't be taking much more than 15% or something like that to run the whole operation.
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just not helping as many people as it should.
Yeah. That's enough of kvetching about.
I know. Just every single time you go to the doctor, though, it's just like, oh my God. So now, I mean, and the other thing about this is one more thing, and then I'll stop. So I had the Mohs on my nose, and then I have to have so no swimming, no exercise, no this, no that because of that for
No
a
soaking.
week. Then I'm going to have another one in 11 days. There will be no swimming, no this, no that.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I'm going to have another one. It's like, okay, so now my health is going to suffer because I'll have 6 weeks of not being able to do anything
Well, believe
because
me,
of
I know.
these stupid rules. It makes no sense.
There you have it. Okay, I got to throw my last thing in here then, because I've been listening and I've been through this. We have, new doctors down here because we're down here most of the year. I'm a resident of Florida. So as we switch over and I'll do all the rest of it, so far the insurance would not cover, and I'm going through making sure my skin's clear, making sure that I'm having a full physical. I'm having all this different stuff done to make sure I'm top notch. Everything's going really, really well. So far, I've shelled out $7,000 in cash. $7,000 in cash they wouldn't pay. Isn't that amazing? I'm trying to stay healthy. Well, we don't want you healthy. We're not paying for that.
No, that is preventative health care is just not something
No.
that they give a crap
They
about.
don't care about that at all.
No.
It's
I'm
just
trying
lip
to-
service.
I'm basically trying to keep myself, and them from having a big financial problem or having bad health problems. I don't have the bad health problems, but they don't give a rat's ass. As long as they get their cash, they couldn't care less about the other
That's
part.
what I said to the doctor. I said, "Oh, so they won't pay for something for 11 days, so they're hoping I'll die before I have the next thing." That's what they're really hoping. That's what they want.
How did we get here?
Maybe she'll croak and we don't have to pay anything.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
I mean, is it all these different presidential plans for healthcare? Which, by
Well,
the way,
that's
why is
some
the
of the
president?
strongest lobbyists are for health care. So.
Why is the president of the United States getting involved in healthcare anyway? I don't understand that.
Be right back.
We got Obamacare, and we got Bidenomics, and we got Trump. What was it, the MAGAnomics, or whatever the hell he called it? Once you get the hell out of the healthcare business, it's none of your business.
That's right. Why are they involved? Why are they involved in this industry but not other industries?
You know what I was told by a very smart man?
What's that?
It's all about the votes. We're
Well,
buying your votes with the public's money.
Of course.
That's
Yeah,
what they
of
said. They're going to pay for poor people's health care, in which they need help, but I don't know if they need, carte blanche. But yeah, they just buy poor people's votes by giving them health care and nobody else. That's great, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, I just got another tax statement, some little bit of more money for health. And that's exactly right. They're transferring wealth
Yep.
to get those buy those votes.
It's so obvious what they do. It's just amazing. I don't know. So I don't know. Catherine's out of the room, so we can talk.
We talk about it.
We can talk about more politics. All politicians effing up everything they touch. How about that?
Well, the bureaucracy is always a burden. I mean, that's exactly what it is. You add when government comes in, you add bureaucracy, you add cost, so you lose profit.
I'm not going to let this one go. I will tell you this, and that's absolutely true because of what happened 25 years ago. But I have heard 3 politicians this week, 1 Democrat and 2 Republicans, say we are not going to fix these problems unless we assimilate. Remember how I got roasted on a stick for saying that 25 years ago? They canceled my voiceover career. They called me a racist and a homophobe. Oh my God. We have to move toward one another. I'm not saying you have to act just like me. That's not the assimilation I'm talking about. We move toward one another. I assimilate some of your stuff. You assimilate some of mine. Everybody's happy. And now even the politicians are calling to assimilate. I wonder if they're going to get roasted like I did.
No.
What do you think?
Who knows? They don't. They don't follow the same rules. They don't answer
they
the
don't.
same responsibilities that we do. But you're right. You have to have when you diverse cultures within a country don't work.
No,
If you look at the countries
they
that
don't.
work, they are homogeneous. Switzerland, Japan, the ones that don't work are the ones that have all these multicultures, and everybody's maintaining their independence, maintaining their own culture. No, you can't do that. You have to assimilate. You have to come together as one kind of mega culture, and you still have your own religion. You have your own things,
Which is
like that. There's
fine.
differences, which
Not
is
a
fine.
problem.
But when you start having these enclaves of individual groups, it just doesn't work.
Well, when I would go visit a friend of mine who's a Jew at his house or her house, I would follow the lead. Italians, I had a lot of Italian friends. I go to their house. I became kind of Italian to kind of fit in because it's their house. I follow their rules, right?
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Why did we ever get away from that? I will never explain this one to me too. So we're anti-Israel, we're anti-Palestine, we're this, we're that. So let's burn the American flag. What? What the hell does burning the American flag have to do with the struggle in the Middle East?
No idea.
Yep.
People
No
are so
idea because aid's going to
insane.
both sides.
Yes, you were
Aid's going to
100%
both-
correct.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
they're just it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Are
You're
people
right.
that stupid?
I think we should get back to burning people in effigy.
Yeah, there you go. Get that going. It's better if we move together, we assimilate. We look. I'm interested in what you believe and what you. A perfect example of assimilation to me is my friendship with Mike Gelfand.
Yeah.
Right? He and I agree on nothing, but we're dear friends. Now, how's that possible if we agree on? Why don't we hate one another like all these people on TV? Because that's not what it's about. Mike and I have completely different views on how the world works, why it works, which party's this, which party's that. I don't care. He's a very, very smart man, one of the smartest people I know. He's a very caring man. Those are the parts of Mike Gelfand that I love. He's a very sweet, nice man who cares. That's the Mike Gelfand I like. I don't give a rat's ass what his politics are. Because he by himself is not going to get anybody elected. So calm down.
That's right.
This is true.
None of us are.
Yeah, so move together, learn about one another. It's just, and maybe the reason that I got that stuck in my head is because when I was a little boy, my mother was Catholic, my father was Baptist, and they never moved toward one another religiously, and it caused them a huge problem. Now, if he had have moved a little toward Catholicism, she'd have moved a little toward, you know, being a Protestant, they would have gotten along much better, but they didn't. So I witnessed as a very little boy that had they moved together, I would have had a much better life, right?
Yep. You would have.
So when are people going to realize that it's a good thing to do what we talked about on the KQ Morning Show 20 to 25 years ago? But apparently people are too stupid to understand that.
No.
They can't get it.
Well, they don't. It's good for the society that they live in, but it's hard for them, so they're not going to do it.
So
It
it's
doesn't-
just the
it
difficulty
doesn't-
of doing it.
Yeah, it's the tragedy of the commons. It's if everyone's doing something, then it's worse for everyone, but it's more effort they feel to not do that thing.
Yeah.
So basically what happens is everyone ends up suffering because each person is acting in their own best self-interest.
Well, and that's what the world is right now, isn't it, Andy? Everybody, it's me, more me now.
Yep,
Yeah.
seems that way.
Except in Japan and Switzerland.
Except for those
Japan,
two
if you go
spots.
against the grain, they're not going to like
No,
that in any way.
They don't like the looks of you.
Mhm.
Switzerland, they don't want you to live there.
No, they
they're
do
like
not.
Oregon. You can visit, but don't stay.
Japan's the kind of place where if you use the wrong word for hello, they're going to be like, "My, how rude."
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you said konbanwa at the wrong time, or you didn't greet someone with hajime mashite or whatever. You can't do that. They take it as like meeting the Pope and saying, "What's up, jerk?"
A little less sensitive. There was a woman. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was these homogeneous societies. I mean, that's kind of what works. Even people don't want to admit that, and I'm sure there's other countries that are like that just sort of have smooth sailing. They don't have that internal strife, and that other countries have.
Mhm.
And there can be tiny enclaves if it's less than 0.5% or 1%. It's fine, but when it gets when you get like 30% or more than that, you just have this continued ongoing strife that you can't get out from underneath.
Two things happen. It's happening more and more and more, and I don't understand what it's all about. And maybe, it's getting me away from watching the national news, I will tell you, because 2 days ago, there was a young woman, maybe she was 40, 35, 40, something like that. And she went on camera to tell everyone everywhere, and they ran the video on several different stations, outlets. She went on about a 10-minute rant about how horrible white men are. She's a white woman, but she was going on and on and on about how horrible they are and they can't be dealt with and just get away from them, don't even think about it. And then yesterday there was a woman going on and on and on about going to dinner with, like 8 people are out at dinner, and somebody brought up politics. They were discussing it, and she went very public. Now, this is a private conversation at a restaurant, right? She went public with it on the internet, calling them maggots, MAGA.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? You just had dinner with your supposed friends, and then you rip the hell out of them worldwide on TikTok.
She's signaling fealty to the regime, basically.
Who is this?
That's all it is.
There's a woman that went on. There were 2 women that went on. One went after white men, that she just hates white men. She's a white woman. And then the other one was all about she went to dinner there were 8 of the people at dinner, and some of them were maggots, MAGA.
Oh, for God's sake.
Get it? MAGA TS.
I get it.
So, but the fact that you would go on international media and rip people you just had dinner with is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard in my life.
Yep.
Well, people have been disgusting forever. I mean, I've known real estate agents that are very, very, very successful.
Yeah.
And the way they talk about their clients at the country club.
Oh, yeah, I've
it's
seen that.
Shocking. Just
Yep.
absolutely shocking.
Yep.
So, I mean, people are like that. I mean, they're just...
But why
They are
do you
who they
want
are.
to be?
I think it's all either they have low self-esteem and bad-mouthing other people makes them feel better, or they need to belong to a group, and it's easy to belong to a group if the group just hates other people. I mean, you don't have to have any skills, talent, or intelligence to belong to a group that just exists to hate other people. I mean, that's an easy group to get into. It's like when your kid's in school, you're hoping that they don't get in with the skeeziest people because it's an easy group to get into.
So I have a question for you, because it's just, you go from your own experience, right? Mm-hmm. Have any of you ever heard me go after a competing morning guy, Howard Stern, all the rest? Have you ever heard me go after any of them on my show? No.
Yes.
No, who?
You've never said anything nice about Howard Stern.
Well, no, I'm not going to say anything nice about him. I'm not going to rip
But
him.
I mean, no, you didn't make it your mission in life
No,
to
he
hate
did,
on
but
him.
I didn't.
Well, that's why like I said it's an easy thing to do.
And for them, not easy for me.
Stirring up trouble is a super cinchy thing to do, and people
Yep.
love to jump on those bandwagons. So,
But I mean, I would never come home from dinner and go, there was a person there. I know him on the international TikTok here. Oh, there was a person at dinner with us tonight. I didn't say it to their face, of course, but they're horrible people.
Yep.
I mean,
I
would
have
you
a
do that?
I have a family member that if somebody says something hateful about Donald Trump, he loves that. He loves it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Loves it.
lot of people,
anything
yeah,
Orange
it's-
Man bad. Anything Orange Man bad. He's
Best thing in the
all
world.
over it. Yep, can't get enough.
So do they have to have a demon? Is that what that's all about?
Most people do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
they
like to
do.
be angry.
They have to have a bad guy. They have to have a demon. There's no
It's
question.
much easier to hate other people than take a look at yourself and
Yeah,
figure out how
yep.
to get along with others.
So,
Yep.
so it's another
Negotiate.
basic human need. You need a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a common person to hate.
I think some
Yes.
people do. I think that's why, people talk about being the silent majority because we just don't want to spend our days bitching and complaining about a political group
Right.
Yep.
or a, college campus full of crazy kids who are being manipulated by paid professional agitators. I mean, it's all, you just watch this stuff unfold and you're like, well, what am I going to do about it? If I complain about it, they're just going to come after me.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing to be done really other than start marching around with your own flag, and who wants to do that?
I like what they did at Arizona State University when I was there as an undergraduate. It was during the Vietnam War, and there may have been agitators, or it may have been just been homegrown kind of protest. But whenever there was sign of a homegrown protests going to break out on campus, they would just spread horse manure over all of the lawns. And at the time, they were irrigating the lawns by flooding the lawn. So they'd
Oh,
spread the
stinky.
horse manure, turn the water on, put about 2 inches of brown water and all those things.
Oh,
It took the edge off of most of the protest.
Oh,
There were a lot of
that's-
protests there.
There you go. Then
Hey, we
they
gotta,
do that in
we gotta
France.
fertilize. What are we gonna do?
That's exactly how they did it.
They do that in France. Whenever the farmers are mad at the government, they just go and spray the entire government buildings with manure.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's liquefied. Now it's liquid.
Yep.
They liquefy it. Yeah. They put
Yep.
it in tanks.
yes, they
Yeah,
do.
that'll fix them.
God, I think that's wonderful. Have people always been that way where they realize something about themselves they don't like, but they attack you for it? Have people always been that way?
Yeah.
Some
Yeah, I
people
think so.
have always been like that. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that on the list of basic human needs. You need a common person to hate.
Yep.
Yeah,
You need a
it
king.
is.
You need a king or ruler to admire and say, "Well, I could have been there if I was born that way, but I'm not. But I still need that." And they need that, and they need someone to hate, common person to hate,
Right. Yep.
Why?
and some sort of religion, belief
Because
system.
it brings them together.
Yeah.
Right. Like I said, they belong to a group. Then they're part of something.
That's right, and that's another basic human need. You have to be part of a group. So it's either a group with the same color skin, a group same belief system, common person to hate. I mean,
Right.
there's some you have to be part of a group or multiple groups.
Yep.
But I have a question. I wouldn't waste 1 minute of my time, and I don't, hating Biden, Trump, Kennedy. I wouldn't give them 1 minute of hatred per day. Why would I want to give up my energy for someone I don't care for?
That's right.
Why don't we
hate 'em?
ask Tim Lammers?
Jimmy Lammers would know.
I don't know. I love that when you were pointing out the me thing. You know who's really great at pointing it out, and I just can't believe this guy is as ballsy as he is now. But Bill Maher, man, it's like
Oh, I know.
It's like therapy watching him now every Friday night. It really is because you don't expect that sort of thing. Because he says, yes, I am a liberal, but being a liberal and being whatever the people on the far left are now are two completely different things.
No doubt about it.
And,
no question.
and same thing can be said for the right. I'm not, believe
No,
me.
you're right.
I mean, those sensible people in the middle, the centrists, so to speak,
The silent majority.
the silent majority.
Mhm.
And then you have the far right and the far left who scream so loud that everybody in the middle is drowned out. But
Right.
you need those sensible people in the middle to come out and talk about it.
But
Yep.
unfortunately, the sensible people don't want to dive into a pool full of sharks.
Well,
either.
that's exactly it. I mean, look, I am not in a cave yet, but I'm pretty darn close to it, living out in the country. But
Yeah.
why do you think that I have purposefully isolated myself from all of this for my
Yeah.
entire career? I mean,
Mhm.
since 2011, I got fired from my first job. And again, I was budget cuts, okay? It wasn't like I did something to deserve it.
Sure.
I have, for the
That's what
most
you
part,
say.
yeah, that's what I said. Take it up, go ahead.
That's
Let
the
me.
story we're going with, huh,
Let
Tim?
me.
Okay.
But
all right.
again, I have, apart from the fact that, it's a long commute and all that sort of stuff, but I purposefully I've stayed out of the rat race. I am out and it's peaceful where I am and I can shut it off. And, it's just nice. It's nice to be out here in that sort of situation. But yeah, as far as those people that might son of a bitch me for whatever I stand for, first of all, I never talk about anything in public politically because you're entering into a losing conversation. No
Yeah.
matter what.
Yep.
Never, ever, and ever engage anybody on social media. You will lose.
Right.
So,
It's like
yeah,
Dante's Inferno. You're like walking through the hallway of Dante's
Right, right.
Inferno right all around you. It's like, I just want to be left alone.
Yeah. So I guess in a way you just got to learn to, and it's hard. Believe me, my tongue has got so many scars on it from biting it so much.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Right. But then at the same time, it's like, Patty, I was showing her, I said, you got to see this. You got to see this Alec Baldwin video where, I actually come down on the side of Alec Baldwin on this one where he was in like a Starbucks or something trying to
Yeah,
get
I
a
saw
coffee.
that. Yep.
And this pro-Palestine person was taping him and saying, come out and say it. Come out and say it. Come out and say free Palestine, Alec, whatever. And the guy is just one of those people, as much crap as he's waded into in his entire career, he just cannot. You gotta, you learn that you keep whining him and whining him and whining him, and eventually the dude's gonna break. And in this particular case, he slapped the phone out of the person's
He
hand.
did, yeah.
But he's just one of those people, like Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men, where Tom Cruise said, "I'm going to lead him exactly where he wants to go, because if you goad these people enough, they will go there." So the key to all of this is learning that discipline. No matter how many times you have to bite your tongue, you just cannot engage, because you will never win. Especially in this day and age with cell phones, where they can look at it and everybody has their different perspective of what your behavior is, right?
Oh, yeah.
It can be
yes.
interpreted in so many different ways and sliced and diced and shown like, oh, this guy's a complete prick. So walk away. Walk away, Renee.
My favorite thing on social media the last couple of days was, I think it was Colombia. Somebody wrote "Free Palestine" on this great big huge staircase, stone steps leading into a hallowed hall of learning. They misspelled Palestine.
STEIN.
They don't even know what they're talking about.
No, they have no idea what the hell they're talking
It's
about.
like,
None.
this is unfortunate.
Have you seen the video of the spokesperson for the protesters, because they've taken over one of the halls there, right? And there are people sitting up on the buildings along with the gargoyles or whatever structures are up there.
Gargoyles, I like it.
Whatever.
Sounds like
they're up
colonialism,
there,
man.
and they're like getting ropes and bringing, water and food. And they said, well, Colombia needs to. There are students on meal plans here, and they need to deliver those to us.
Right.
And then at one point she called it humanitarian aid.
Oh,
God's
God.
sake.
Okay.
I mean, they're so delusional. I wish that these kids actually had to go behind a war zone for
Yeah, absolutely.
7 or 8 minutes and just watch them screaming with their tails tucked between their legs of what the real world is like.
Where's the disconnect? I mean, where is it that again, this is the generation where everything's on video. Why don't you go and see what it's really like?
Yeah, there's a lot worse out there than what you're going.
They just think if they put the little costume on and scream and carry a sign that they really are, doing something for the world. It's just like, you're so freaking stupid.
Yeah,
it's,
and
it's
entering in
sad.
negotiations with the university. What?
Yeah, they have to divest from all of their business dealings with Israel, or they're just not going to give up and these universities, such weak, horrible leadership.
Oh, horrendous.
Such
So
sad, sick leadership.
You're right.
It's just unbelievable.
Oh my God! Try to camp out on my lawn. Okay, you're out in the country. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll call
Try
over
that in a small town, Tim Rammers.
Got me on a mission of two fear, and I'm gonna get Bubba over there.
There you go.
I'm
I
not
gotta
making
say-
fun of Bubba.
I gotta say this before we move on, ladies and gentlemen. Ralphie and I would probably enjoy this the most because of our age group. They demanded free food, as Timmy just pointed out. You need to feed us. We need free food. The one cop sends up the basket to the 3rd floor. They pull it up on a rope. He sent him a basket of bagels. What a great move that is.
Send a basket of menorahs.
Yeah, exactly. Send the basket of menorah.
Dreidels and menorahs.
And literally, after that, they asked for their food, and they said, no bagels. They actually said,
Their reasoning was because there's gluten-free people.
yeah, that's what
And they
it
were
is.
all incensed because somebody was horribly allergic to bananas and somebody threw a banana at them.
Oh, that's going to break out
I
in a
mean, that's
rash.
just World War III right there.
It
I
really is.
just can't believe these Jewish students. I feel so bad for them.
I know.
I mean, they're getting targeted left and right, and
Yep.
and the anti-Semitism is so blatant.
It's unbelievable.
What world are we living in here?
We
My
are
God.
seeing, it's not on the national news very much, but it is on social media. There are some young students who are putting back up American flags,
Good.
that are fighting back against this siege and this insanity. There are some groups of people that are like, we're sick of this crap. We want to just go to school. This has nothing to do with us. This is all dumb. You're all being very racist against
It is pretty dumb.
Jewish people. This is ridiculous. And
Yeah.
they're starting to kind of make a little bit of a ripple.
Good.
So hopefully,
Sounds good.
Think about how difficult it is to get through college, and you get to the end, and oh, sorry, we're canceling the ceremony
Oh,
because
I know.
no, but they're just demanding that they graduate. So if you're like med school, you're finishing up med school, you're not going to have to take any of your final exams, and you're just automatically going to be a doctor because you were part of a protest.
oh dear.
Oh, no.
No,
So I heard.
I
on-
don't want that doctor.
on a national news broadcast yesterday because I still do listen. If I'm in a car, I'll tune in at the top of the hour. And there was this one student. She says, "This is the double whammy. Not only am I not going to go through a ceremony because of these protests, I didn't go through a high school graduation ceremony because of COVID."
Because of COVID.
Oh.
Yep.
And
That's
then you know,
exactly right.
and then they're paying big money to these universities and whatever to take classes on Zoom. You know,
I know. It's just all,
It's so
like I said, it's
pathetic.
all because of bad leadership. Ralph, you're right. Just get some farmers to go throw some manure all over them, and they'll leave. They will leave
Yep.
fast. Toot sweet.
Well, Eric Adams in New York City, he was pissed. Now, Eric Adams needs to up his game too. I'm not.
Yes, he does.
he's a flip flopper. He talks a tough game,
Yeah.
but then when it comes time to do something, he doesn't do anything.
But he was pissed off when there was a Palestinian flag flying above something or another, and he had people pull it down and they threw it away, and then they put an American flag back up. So when you mentioned that thing, Catherine, about American flags, that's what I thought of. But again, yeah, I mean, actions speak louder than words, and clearly he has a long way to go. But at least he's doing something. I mean, that's a good start. But let's
Yeah.
see some action now.
Can I
Yeah.
also say I'm sick to death of these candy asses thinking they're tough guys. You're completely protected by your crowd, but all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're a tough
Yeah,
guy, are
everybody's
you?
a tough
No,
guy
they're all
when they've
very
got
tough, yeah.
1,000 people that are.
God.
Yeah, I guess at the University of Minnesota there was another kid beat up. I guess there's been
Don't doubt it.
several of them the last couple of weeks.
What did he do?
He just was walking.
And they beat him up for walking?
Yep, he got
Because
a crowd just jumped him and just beat the crap
Is he a
out of him.
Jewish student or just randomly picked some kid out of the crowd?
That's a good question. That was I didn't read the whole.
Because where
thing.
seriously, where are the hate crime prosecutions?
Yeah.
Because that's ridiculous, man. Nobody should get beat up. But you know, it's like if this is a pro-Palestine protest and they beat up a Jewish kid,
Yeah, that's
or
a hate crime.
worse, or worse. We're not. I don't know if it's worse, but they beat up a kid that looked Jewish.
Yeah.
That they were
There you go.
reviewing the Nazi kind of pictures, those books that they had of what a Jew looks like, so you can find them and ferret them out. I mean, that's that is a horrible kind of a insinuation. I mean, that's something from that's Holocaust, too Holocaustish.
So I just went on X to find out about that story about the kid that was beat up. And the first thing that pops up is cases dismissed for 9 pro-Palestinian demonstrators charged
you
with
go.
trespassing at the University of Minnesota.
There you go.
That's your weak
More
leadership.
ass kissing.
The other
Well-
Andy says he thinks it was in Dinky Town.
oh my God.
Dinkytown.
He thinks.
But still,
But one of the things you talked about is in Dinky Town, one of the various assaults, which I don't doubt.
There are a lot of them, apparently.
Mhm.
peaceful protests are there's a word there called peaceful, and it doesn't include violence against other people. It's peaceful,
Mm.
and that
Ideally.
ideally. But if you start getting violent, or you're projecting violence on other people based on what you think or something they said, or what they look like, or God forbid you wear a yarmulke to sort of show your dedication to religion. We couldn't do that because then now you're a target. I mean, that can't happen. That just can't. There should be zero tolerance for that. And kids should have been in jail, and that was into that. And that would teach them what the real world's like.
Okay, so the victim was just walking to his car with a slice of pizza from Frank and Andreas.
Oh, I love Frank and Andreas.
So that is Dinkytown.
Yeah,
But,
just thought.
I mean,
yeah. Yep.
After he got done with work, the group of teens initially harassed him before surrounding and beating him before he made it to his car.
And what did he do?
Just was walking down the street. with a
Walking
piece
down
of
the
pizza.
street. You better get your ass kicked.
Looks
for
like
walking
about a
down the street.
25-year-old, I mean, looks like a fit white man. So
I have a question.
must not
So
have
people
been.
driving along, because that's a very busy street where that pizza place is. Nobody pulled over to help the kid?
Nobody helps anybody anymore. Everybody's afraid. You're
I the
afraid of a
only
mob.
one?
You're afraid of a mob.
Well, yeah,
they
you're
might
just
have a
gonna get
knife. They might
killed.
have a gun.
Yeah.
All right, never got killed. I've stepped in, Captain. Your
different
mother's
world.
seen me.
It's a different
well, it is
world.
a different world now.
Hmm.
It is a
So
different world.
Do you want it just transitioning a little bit? It's still about attacking people, but a different subject.
Works for me.
Have you seen this headline? This is going to make you laugh. Dave Chappelle attacker sues Hollywood Bowl
Yep.
over incident.
Yep.
Can you
He's suing
believe
them.
that? He's suing them. The lawsuit Friday alleges security officers and members of Chappelle's entourage beat Isaiah Lee ruthlessly, dislocated his shoulder, and spat on him after Lee assaulted Chappelle. While the community not only assaulted him, he had something he was going to stab Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
So what now? We're just supposed to say, oh, well, we don't want to get sued, so let's just go ahead, go home.
Oh, then we live
No,
in a,
no.
We live in a
Wait, they
world
did
where
kick his
rioters
ass,
get
though, didn't they?
yeah, but we live in a world where rioters get paid by the city
That's right.
because
Yes,
the
we do.
cops traumatize them by pushing them back and using tactics to keep them from burning down more of the city. This is just the world we live in now. I mean, it's not just people keep on going. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. This is the world we're living in.
It's not in Switzerland or Japan.
He's back to Switzerland and
Or Hong
Japan.
Kong. None of this goes on in Hong Kong.
I will
Well-
tell you, Ralphie, last time Kath and I were in Switzerland, was it
The
Brule?
last time and only time
Yeah, the only time actually. Is Brule, that's how you say it?
we were in Basel.
Oh, we're in Basel?
Yes.
Okay, I thought we were in Brule, Switzerland. But Basel. But I'm watching television, and there's a guy on television, and he's being kicked out of the country. They're throwing him out. They said, we've warned you and warned you and warned you. You have not followed our wishes, and therefore you must leave the country. This is live court on television in Switzerland. The guy would not learn to speak Swiss, so they kicked him out of the country. Get out.
Yeah, that's
In other words,
about right.
assimilate to our language.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but it's going to happen no matter what these morons think.
It's the only way you can have a country is for people
Exactly.
to want to be whatever country they live in, citizens of, right?
Well, to quote the great Charlton Heston from 1968's The Planet of the Apes, it's a madhouse.
It's a mess.
Madhouse.
It is a madhouse.
Pretty much true. No, I love Switzerland. Switzerland's a great country. That Lake Luzerne.
I didn't realize they were a bunch of hard cases over. That's
Oh yeah.
This guy was an American who had lived there for many, many years.
40 years.
And they were like,
How did he get
have you been
by?
going to your German classes? Because on that side of Switzerland, it's German speaking. Have you been going to your German classes? No. Why not? I don't want to. Have you been doing, I don't know, whatever. I think you're supposed to maybe do some community service to
Yep.
show that you're sincere,
Yep.
Yeah.
something. And he was like, no, I didn't do that either. And we've been asking you to do these things for your, I don't know what the pathway to citizenship in Switzerland is, but he hadn't been doing any of it. So they're like, well, you've just been a guest. So bye,
Goodbye.
get out.
I
did
loved
they
it.
escort him to the airport?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
he was
know.
gone.
They got him out of there.
And the majority of homes there have not one, but multiple, not semi-automatic, but automatic weapons
They do, yeah.
because of the military requirement and the
Yep.
all the service requirements. Yeah, they're a serious bunch. They're a serious bunch. So don't step out of line there.
What river is that comes out of Switzerland and goes all the way to Holland?
The Danube?
Is it the Danube, the Rhine?
Rhine,
I don't know.
Danube,
It's one of those.
One of those are on that side. Yeah, kind of. It goes through, Switzerland, France, up Germany side.
All the
Yeah.
castles you see on the shore.
I don't
It's
remember if it was
amazing.
the Rhine or the Danube. I don't remember.
It's one of those, but What a beautiful country Switzerland
We
is.
spent a week on it. You'd think I'd remember.
Yeah, you think I would remember
Who
too.
would think?
Oh, one thing I
You'd
got to tell
think.
you about that trip though. So we're on a boat for a week, going from Switzerland to Holland, and I order because it wasn't your birthday. What was it? It was our anniversary, I think.
Yeah.
It was in July.
Yeah.
I ordered this huge bouquet of flowers, and it didn't come and didn't come and didn't come. And finally, on the seventh day, we got our suitcases packed. We're walking out, and they deliver the bouquet of flowers. So she got to see it for like 5 minutes, and we have to get off the boat. We just
Yeah.
left it behind. It was this big thing
Oh,
of
yeah.
flowers.
Can't really get in an airplane with a bouquet of
A
flowers.
bouquet of
At least
flowers.
I've never seen anybody try.
They
Put
deliver
them in
it
the
with,
overhead.
They would have been a little wilty after that
Yeah, they
10-hour
would have been.
flight,
Yeah,
11-hour
that's true.
flight.
Would you even be able to do that though? You can't bring any sort of vegetation or anything.
No,
No.
No.
not anymore. But we did meet this wonderful couple, nice couple from. They were Jews from New York, as a matter of fact. Very, very nice people. They thought it was hilarious because I got my name tag. Everybody got on the boat. Their name was on a name tag. My name was spelled Thom, Thom. So the entire trip, I was Thom. I will tell you that. Oh, Thom, let's go to dinner. What were their names again? They were very nice. Brenda was the wife. I remember that.
Brenda and
Very nice people.
very, very nice people.
I mean, for Jews. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
my
Right?
Lord.
Yeah, no, just
Here we go. Protests on your lawn.
Now, she had a sense of humor about stuff like that. He did not.
He
so
did
much.
not, but
He
she
wasn't
did.
so
Yes,
much
that's
the
true.
sense of humor guy.
But he's a very nice man.
Very nice guy.
Thom, how you doing, Thom? He's
Yeah.
like, thank you so much, appreciate it. So what else? We got about 10 minutes left. Any other things we should attack?
No, if you want to transition into some entertainment stuff, have
Sure.
you seen Unfrosted yet?
No, we
No.
do want to see it.
That is the Pop Tarts movie on Netflix.
Pop.
Pop Tarts?
And yeah, it's a obviously a fictional a story of the battle between Post and Kellogg's to make the perfect breakfast pastry. And Jerry Seinfeld co-wrote it. He directed it. He stars in it. But you also have Gaffigan. You also have Melissa McCarthy.
Oh,
I mean, just
Ooh, I like
so
that.
many great people in this show. And again, I mean, Seinfeld still loves stand-up. He brings a lot of his stand-up buddies in it. Bill Burr, Cedric the Entertainer, George Wallace. God, just so many people. And then a ton of actors, too. Bob and I were talking about it yesterday for our podcast. No Seinfeld reunions, but there was Patrick Warburton. He did.
Oh
show.
yeah,
But
okay.
you got John Hammond, John Slattery, a Mad Men reunion. But it's just entertaining. It's funny and it's different. I just want different.
I agree.
Give that
Catherine
to
has a
me and-
doctor's appointment. That's why she's leaving.
Oh, I thought she was offended at Pop Tarts.
I can't. Tim Lammers, I can't take anymore.
Pop Tarts.
And I do want to correct you, Tim. They were toaster pastries.
Oh, okay.
Toaster.
Did I say breakfast pastries?
No, they were toaster. They go in the toaster, so they're
Oh,
a
yeah.
warm kind of wonderful pastry. Comes right out of a box and foil. It's wonderful. Wonderful.
greatest
So what was
thing.
post? So which one? So Pop Tarts survived. Which one didn't? What was the name of the other one?
There was
I-
toaster strudels was a big one. I don't know if they're still around.
Those
Huh.
are good. Those are good, man.
Mhm.
And the ones where you put the frosting on them.
Yep. Yep.
Oh my God, yeah,
Yeah, because Pop Tarts come with the frosting.
Yes. It's
Oh, do
already,
they?
yes,
it's already
and
epoxied on there.
the jam inside, and they're so damn good. Come on,
I think I'm telling the truth here, but I don't know for sure. But I don't remember ever having a Pop Tart.
are
Yeah,
you
my
Pop Tarts
kidding
on
me?
camera.
Oh, that's right. You had me eat one on camera. That's
Yep.
right. I forgot about that.
That's right.
I had never had one, so Andy bought me a caramel one or something.
What was it? Brown sugar, maybe? I don't
Brown
remember
sugar.
what- I
Yeah,
don't
Andy did a
remember.
video of me eating a Pop Tart.
for the first time. Tommy, you should have done a reaction video and put it on YouTube. Those stupid reaction videos. God.
Oh yeah, get that cooking, no doubt about it. But
Tommy eats Pop Tart for first time, and that's the title of the video.
it was actually good.
Brilliant
I,
hits.
I actually did like it. The flavor was good. I thought a lot of sugar in it. I would say that.
That's why the
Don't you
sugar.
think?
That's why they taste so good.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's,
that exactly.
it's,
Well, those things are are engineered by food scientists to have that
Mhm.
flavor, and they go over and over and over again with focus groups to try to get that flavor just right. That's why
Right.
Doritos or what is it, the ranch Doritos or one of those are described the perfect food. You cannot discern any of the individual ingredients. It's its own manufactured flavor.
Really?
Yeah,
well, I would include Oreos in that one.
yeah.
I mean, the
Oreos.
Oreos are, oh my God,
I love Oreos.
never have gotten tired of Oreos.
Did
But
you know
you
that the
mentioned
Oreos?
scientists. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Did you know that Oreos are the ripoff cookie?
Off of
Everyone thinks
Hydrox.
everyone thinks Hydrox was the ripoff, but actually Oreos ripped them off.
Really? I didn't know that. See,
And
I
I
had
had
no
Hydrox
idea.
came
Hydrox
first.
cookies when I was younger. Yeah. But you mentioned scientists, Ralph. That's part of the fun of this. Melissa McCarthy
Oh, sure.
is a NASA scientist that they recruit to come and help make the Pop Tart. And of course, most of the characters are made up. But Marjorie Post, played by Amy Schumer, is not. But obviously, she's a heightened version of herself. But you have people like James Marsden playing Jack LaLanne, and you have people playing heightened versions of all these real life people too.
Yep.
So just a ton of people in this movie. But yeah, it's just different. Give me something different, and I'll laugh. And I'm just curious to see what you'll think of it once you see it. Unfrosted.
Unfrosted. I got to watch that because, like I said, I've had one in my life, so that's good.
Yeah, it's
They're okay.
good stuff. You're not a big Pop Tart fan, Andy?
I mean, they're good, but it's like, I don't know. There's probably better things to eat out there.
Oh, of course.
Sometimes they have like
Yeah,
sometimes they have the special flavors that are pretty good though, because they do have like 97,000 flavors of Pop
they
Tarts.
do. They do. And you know, Oreo's doing the same thing. I mean, Oreo's
Yeah.
all their different flavors too.
Yep.
Well, what would be a special flavor of Pop Tarts? Just one special flavor.
Let's
Caramel.
see.
Caramel.
I
Camel's
love
good.
caramel involved.
What do they got?
No, special.
New and limited edition
There.
Pop Tarts flavors. You got it on their site. They got Apple Jacks Pop Tarts,
Ish.
banana bread, chocolate
Ooh.
chip pancake, strawberry milkshake. Those are the current limited edition ones that exist.
Ooh, I like that. The
Okay,
last
so-
three.
Who makes Oreos? This is stupid, but who?
I think it's the same. It's Kellogg's or Post or whoever the hell makes
Is-
Pop
I was
Tarts.
going to say, if it's Kellogg's, they should make an Oreo flavored Pop Tart. Maybe they have already.
Or is that Nabisco?
Oreo is Nabisco. You're
Oh,
right.
it's Nabisco. Yeah.
So
It
does
is
Nabisco
Nabisco.
make Pop Tart then?
No.
Pop Tart. Let's see.
Who makes
Who makes Pop Tarts?
Oh, that's Kellogg's.
That is Kellogg. Oh, formerly Kellogg's. Now it's Kellanova because
Yeah. Yeah.
they merged with something.
Kellanova. I didn't even hear
It's
about
called
that one.
Kellanova now. Kellogg's is not a thing
I
anymore.
did not
The
know
movie
that.
at one point has some Godfather vibes because the heads of the 5 cereal making families meet.
Oh, God.
They would meet up.
I mean, this stuff is ripe for satire, and they mine it out. You know, it's good. I
No,
love
it's
it.
well done. Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
What about the next Marvel release? When are we going to see that?
Well, that will be Deadpool and Wolverine, and that will be great because it's going to be R. You know, Ryan
Right.
Reynolds is like, you know, this actually came from 20th Century Fox, now 20th Century Films because Disney bought them. But Bob Iger just announced, and I don't get this, why this is such of a groundbreaking thing. No more than 3 a year. Well, 3 a year was your problem to begin with. Bob.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
No
sure.
more than 3 doesn't tell us anything. That
Yeah.
you're just diving right back into the wood chipper by going with 3 movies a year.
Yep.
So I don't understand that. I mean, if you want to, I think they should just go with 1 a year, because
Yep.
they said 3 movies
Yep.
a year and no
Yep.
more than 2 TV series. Again, that's just still
Yeah.
oversaturation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is there a natural cycle or beat to the entertainment or movie industry where we release films right before Christmas because Christmas Day is so busy. Then there's Halloween, the scary movies. Then is there a spring? Is it like 4 times a year or 3 times a year where there's this natural kind of beat to the blockbusters coming out?
Yeah, I guess that would be probably summer.
Yeah.
I mean, which technically May 1st being the kickoff date, and Fall
Okay.
Guy didn't do that well considering that it was made for anywhere between 125 and 140, although the number's probably higher, and that's production budget, but it made 27.7 domestically to
Wow.
start, 65 worldwide. So you got to remember, say this was made for 140, and then your production, your prints and advertising, your marketing is double that. And then you got your back end deals, all that sort of stuff. I just don't know how a movie like that is ever going to become profitable.
Yep.
So yeah, so summer is a big one, but again, they're the budgets are outrageous generally. And then I would say probably fall would be considered more of your awards, beginning of the award season. So not necessarily for money. Studios are looking for the
Right.
accolades, but then the holiday movie season would be a big one
Okay.
too.
And
So,
different
yeah.
movies are sort of focused to each of those. So scary movies, you know.
Yeah, but you know, it's funny. I mean, there are blockbuster type summer types that come out in December too. I mean, your
Mhm.
Spider-Mans and stuff like that. I think what they're looking for there is like the family
Yeah.
audience, and that could, you know, encompass all sorts of movies. So starting, I guess, around Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving's a great
Yeah.
movie going time, and so they're through the end of the year. So yeah, the Halloween, but oddly enough, I mean, you see a lot of movies. A great movie, Sleepy Hollow, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. You'd think perfect for a Halloween release. Well, they didn't release it until like mid-November, and you wonder why. Well, maybe it just had something to do with production or whatever. And obviously, there's all this test marketing that goes into it. Who decides it? Who
Yeah.
knows? But
Yeah.
a lot of times, like the Wolfman, there's a remake of the Wolfman coming from Universal. It was set for a Halloween release, but because production got started late, they pushed it off to like January or February. It's like,
Hmm.
aren't you missing your window there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, well,
I mean, Halloween again, though, that's only one day. So, you know, maybe in the month leading up to it, it'd be a good time to release something. But
it's like,
after
yeah,
that,
I-
it seems kind of like out of date already, really.
because you have all the you know, when kids go back to school, they develop these new relationships. There's new dates, new movies. So there's this date yeah, this date focus going out to the movie as a date with your new not spouse, but significant other, girlfriend, boyfriend, that kind of thing. Then the same thing in the summertime. That sort of things churns again. Those relationships churn again, you know. And I would guess there would be an element of that as well.
Well, I tell you, one movie that's going to be profitable is a Minnesota native Anna Hallberg and her production partner Spencer Cohen co-wrote, co-directed, co-produced Tarot, which they made for $8 million. Made 6.5 domestically, a couple million whatever overseas. So it's like 10.2 already. So they've gone past their production budget already.
That's good.
Studios just don't get it, but sinking all this money into these movies, my God, and all the, I mean, if you see the Fall Guy, it's like, holy God, there's no way they made that for 140. They had to have spent a lot more on that movie because it's crazy the amount of stuff that's in that movie.
All right, kids, that's going to do it for another week. Timmy, great.
Yeah,
report.
well, Tommy, we'll talk Friday. I mentioned Planet of the Apes earlier. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is the big opener this week. So we'll be talking about that and how Chuck Heston says it's a madhouse on Friday.
Any closing words, Hackmaster?
No, have a wonderful, enjoy the nice spring weather once you get back here.
Exactly. Looking forward to it. Thanks a lot, fellas.
See ya.
Bye.